What's good, people? It's the Rap Roundtable here. Your boy Jarv, Sincere the Rap Snob, Diddy the Balance, the homie Mace. We just need y'all to like, share, and subscribe when you tap into the videos. We're trying to reach 5,000 subs and eventually 10K subs. And with your help, we could definitely do that. Especially people who watch the videos and don't sub. You watching, we appreciate it. But the subs help us run it up even more. For our people who are already sub, make sure you hit that bell right next to the subscribe option. Pick all. When you pick all, it allows us to feed you what you need to get from us immediately. If you don't hit all, you'll get it when YouTube decides to give it to you. But if you hit all, you get the streams, you get the community posts, you get our regular uploads, you get everything. Hit all, help us run these numbers up, 5K, 10K, build a Rap Roundtable brand. Tap in with us. Peace.
The Rap Roundtable.
The Rap Roundtable returns early in the morning, as promised. Appreciate everybody who tapped into the power rankings. Dope vibe, dope energy in the chat. Salute to y'all.
Thanks.
You can find the Rap Roundtable on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Roundtablemerch.com is on the way. You can tap in via Cash App. Shout out to everybody who's donated via Cash App. The super chats are also available. All donations are appreciated. All no donations go into the business that is the Rap Roundtable. Now, gentlemen, yes. No Mace, but Dini is back. It's like we keep getting these different combinations around the table.
He might got made shit though.
We giving you the content you need regardless. Dini, welcome back.
Yes, sir.
The Rap Snob is on deck. Sincere, you brought this album to our attention because you're the person who brought Griselda to the Rap Roundtable. And without this guy, there would be no Griselda. Rock Marcy,
perfect lead-in.
The Elephant Man's bones. Talk to us, Sin.
Perfect lead-in. Because we talk a lot about Griselda on this Rap Roundtable, and people be in the comments like, "Yo, you gotta, give the props to Rock Marcy." We know, bro. We know, right? But Rock Marcy's not always dropping projects the way Griselda always be dropping projects, right? So we got to talk about whoever's dropping the projects, right? Rock Marcy is not as prevalent as Griselda is in terms of dropping new music, but whenever he does, he blesses us. And as soon as I had heard that he was linking up with Alchemist, I was like, yo, this is match made in heaven, right? And is always the case when you start hyping something up, you're like, damn, is it gonna live up to like how I'm building it up in my head? And when I tell you I listened to this project beginning to end, I was not disappointed in the least. This project really lived up to. Thank you for Music Today for living up to the hype that was built up ahead of time. We're gonna talk about something else later that I also feel like lived up to the hype. But first things first, we got to give Rock Marcy his props because this current era of underground, the Griseldas, the Boldies, the Mac Homies, the Romes, even down to Ransom's resurgence. Like Ransom, been in the game for eons, but like this latest resurgence, it all stems from like what Rock Marcy started doing like 10 years ago. And it's culminating right now in this project, I feel like, because like there was a lot of times, in a lot of the songs that he was really poking his chest out and saying like, y'all gotta recognize like this lane is my lane. I started this shit and I'm the king of this shit, right? Rock Marcy may not be for everyone, right? Different people may have different aesthetics that they look for. But what I appreciate about Rock Marcy, what I've always appreciated about Rock Marcy is that, and I'll apologize ahead of time for taking it back to Kendrick, but I'm going to draw a line here. The thing that I appreciate about Kendrick is the same thing that I appreciate about Rock Marcy. Two different lanes, but they find a way to find new pockets to rap on. And there's no better person, there's no better producer to link up with for that more unorthodox avant-garde type of feel than Alchemist, because Alchemist, he's been in this, another legend, 20 plus years. He's given us classics like Keep It Thorough and We Gonna Make It, but he's also given us a lot of avant-garde shit, like the off-kilter beats, right? Very recently he did a project with called Haram. That I'll admit wasn't for me, but like so I know Alchemist can get adventurous with the sonics, right? And for somebody of Rock Marcy's aesthetic to link up with Alchemist so that they can both get adventurous with the sonics, I'm all here for it, right? What I love about this album the most is that it's a balance of that classic Alchemist sound, the boom bap, the swing, right? The hypnotic loops, with the more sort of like, offbeat piano type of beats that if you just listen to it on its own, you may not think of it as a beat. You may not even hear a pocket until Rock Marcy or somebody like Rock Marcy raps over it, and you're like, oh, there's the pocket. And musically, I find that like really, really exciting. I got some more thoughts, but I'm gonna pass it off real quick. But as far as like this lane, the underground scene, we've had the Black Thought album, we've had the Black Star album. I think this project right now is head and shoulders above those other underground projects that are in this lane right now.
Oh wow, high praise. Deanie, talk to me, bro.
I only got to tap in on one spin, but on the one spin, I like what I got. Like you said, Rock Marcy is kind of like the originator of this new sound that we have today. We do know Alchemist, as you stated, is legendary. Gave me a lot of some of my favorite Nas tracks. You know what I'm saying? Nice. But it's a good marriage, man. As opposed to Rock Marcy doing his own shit, because Rock Marcy's a beast on the beats too. Like I love what he did for Stove God.
Yeah.
But the album is cool, man. I definitely got to spin it again. But it's it's that classic marriage between that old school vibe and the new old school vibe, to say.
The neo old school.
There you go.
Call
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
I got to give it another spin to get the full gist. But I like the fact it wasn't too many features, which I like. And the features were some. Man, we had Action, we had Boldy, Ice-T, and Knowledge the Pirate. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty cool, man. I gotta tap in again though. I when I listened to it one time, everything always feels good the first time, pause. But like when I tap in again, then I'll get a listen. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of lost in the sauce with tapping into like the Khaled, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. I think it's a cool album. I don't got as much praise for it as of right now, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's decent, and I'll know for sure on the second spin.
So I honestly, bro, it sounds like you're doing everything but saying that you didn't think it was all of that.
No, it was cool. It was a good album.
That's what I'm getting from you right now.
I gave it praise. But it was a good album. It was a good album. But I got to tap into it again to see the full gist. You know what I'm saying?
Copy. So, like, for me, I tapped into this album. That was the very first thing once the new music hit at midnight. Shout out for these projects coming out on time, because sometimes midnight hit and the album don't hit till like 2 a.m. sometimes on some occasion. So, Rock, I went there immediately. I was watching Family Feud around 11:30, just clocking it. Family Feud got boring. Went on YouTube for a second, just clocking it. Midnight hit, got on there. Sin made a point that stood out to me. Rock, on multiple occasions, talked about the lane.
Yeah.
And that it was his. I'm you know what it is? What I got, I don't like to speak for another man, but what I got from it, what I took away is like, all of y'all have gotten rich or have had resurgences from this lane. But this is my shit. Yep. It's almost like he has a chip on his shoulder. That's a fact. Dare I say, there's some bitterness in that tone. I could be reaching with the bitterness, but when he says, if we being frank, I created this lane. If you hating, then eat a frank.
Facts.
Who are you talking to, Rock?
Yeah.
All of these niggas. And the thing is, for you to reference that type of energy multiple times throughout the album tells me that you're mad. You're also hungry. because not only did you start it, you're better than a lot of these guys.
That's a fact.
Let's talk about it. Let's be real.
Then it's like, for me, a person, because again, we like to keep it 100 on this show. Sincere brought me to this space. I wasn't rushing this space. You know what I'm saying? And when he brought me to the space, it was like, oh shit, this is about what I've been wanting the whole time. Now, what I'm going to say might be a little controversial to some, not to those in the know. I feel like Sin might agree. But as much as we love West Side Gun, it sure seems like the whole time he's been cosplaying as Rock Marciano with a ghost-faced-ish voice.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I was listening to this album and I was like, because this is gonna come off as slanderous, but I'm like, yo, the shit West Side does is like, I don't want to call it diet this or this light. But it's definitely not. It's like this, but it's not this.
So now, boom. Now, because I want to be clear, this is not West Side slander. I fucking love West Side Gun. I love his music. I love everything he does. To me, West Side curates projects on a level that sonically that I want to hear, probably more than Rock. But Rock delivers what West Side only dreams he can deliver lyrically. Yo,
the quotables on this, I got to go back through the album, but the quotables, and this might seem like light work, especially because we heard, it kind of brings me back to like, Biggie vibes, but when he said, might even give wifey a couple in the thigh muscle, I chuckle. It's the I chuckle right after it that like really punctuates the bar. It's like, I've always, like, I used to talk to, I used to debate this guy on Facebook. Shout out to TJ. TJ. And he didn't appreciate Rock Marcy. He didn't like his style. He didn't like his delivery. I've always loved Rock Marcy for being like a silent assassin.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like just a calm dude that just like he's not gonna come through guns blazing and shit. He's just gonna come through like with the shit in the tuck, like a regular dude, got the silencer on the shit, go and then just walk off. But that's the type of delivery Rock Marcy has.
But the problem with Rock is like as he was ascending, we talk about the Great Rap Depression. He was ascending during the Great Rap Depression, where it was like you got all of these big loud drums and 808s and characters on the mic, and then this guy's coming in real chill, like. It like he had to create the lane for other guys to maximize the lane for him to then circle back and take advantage of the lane. You know what I'm saying? But like it's like
Boldy and Malcolm are like direct line to him.
And then you know what I mean? Another thing, I'm not gonna name no names, but there's people when you listen to their old work and then you listen to their new work, the change in the octave of their voice, certain pockets that they rhyming in. Yo, this whole thing, like this album is basically the ultimate flex.
Facts.
Daddy came home.
Yes.
It's like I was watching a YouTube clip on Monday Night Raw, and it was like back in 2000 when Vince McMahon wasn't on TV and they was fronting on the Rock, and then the limo pulled up and McMahon came out, snuffed Triple H, snuffed his son Shane McMahon, and it was like the boss is back. And I'm like, word, where's Jim Ross for Rock Marciano? Because like all of this is going on, and I'm listening to this, and my mind is doing this. Like, yo, this is his, bro. Like, honestly, from now on, when I talk about this space, like I'm paying homage to Rock Marciano, bro. Like I might do it in the chat, but I'm gonna verbalize it because it's so ridiculous how like guys have taken from him. I don't see enough interviews where they speak of him. I don't hear enough bar references where they speak of him to say, what does
that say about Rock though?
And do they reach out to him for features?
Where's you took the words out of my mouth.
You know what I mean?
Where's like the features?
That's my point. What does that say about Rock? Where everyone's taking a style that's his, kind of blew up off of that said style, and don't even kind of go back to him to even jump back on these things. You know what I'm saying?
It goes. Good question, Deanie. Be in the balance. I don't know what it says about Rock. I don't think Rock Marcy will be that salty in the bars if guys were reaching out.
That's true.
But I do think that there were people who came into this space with a little more zhuzh, a little more panache, a little more like charisma, like a West Side, like a Benny, like a Conway, who are a easier listen for the people who for the people. It's like the Laps fam who want to come back over to that side, but they want to listen to somebody, and they chose Griselda. I'm not mad at that.
It's a smoother listen.
Right. But damn it, the rapping, the pockets he was choosing, the unorthodox, fighting southpaw, switching mid-verse, going back to orthodox. It's like, whoa, wait a second. Why do you not put out more music, guy? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Why did you need to be motivated by your space being taken over by a whole bunch of other guys who got rich?
Sometimes you need that.
You right.
Sometimes you need that.
You right.
You know what I mean? I respect it, because if you look around the landscape and see a whole bunch of people getting rich doing something you kind of started, you are gonna have that little feistiness in you to kind of be like, yo, I started this shit. Especially like you said, if you are exceptionally better at it than a lot of the people that are making the cash in the business today,
bro.
But I mean, that I just think that's crazy. Like, no homage, no features, no mention. You know what I'm saying? Like Stove God had music with him. He's actually on Griselda now. I don't really hear much of that either. You know, and I love Stove, so that's not even a hit against Stove. But
I mean, you might. That's a good point. Like, you might think Stove could make that connection. You know what I mean? But it's crazy.
Or maybe you see what Benny said.
But
Benny had the jab.
To circle back to what you said, like literally my last talking point in my notes was that this album is Rock boldly claiming his underground throne until further notice. You know what I mean? And we still got Rome Street's Kiss the Ring coming up. September. We're gonna see what that's gonna do. But right now, in this lane, this takes it for me, man.
It's got it for you?
I think Rock, if there's only one reason I could imagine why things are what they are, is because he kind of likes being the Phantom. Maybe this is his thing. I show up when I feel like it.
Facts.
I deliver these bars when I feel like it. Y'all not fucking with me. The end. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's like, bro, and then shout out to Alchemist. Like, again, this album, let me be clear, because there's gonna be people who gonna push back. I already know this album is not for everybody. This album is kind of like what the Batman was in the films, in the movie theaters. It's like you want that thing, and it is that thing you like, but it might not have certain elements of that thing you like for you to fully embrace it. You know what I'm saying? And sonically, this album might not do it for everybody. Because I will say, like, towards around track 9, track 10, it started to taper off for me personally. But, like, the sonics, the cinematics around it, like, yo, honestly, bro, if you're an underground guy and your budget can allow you to get next to Alchemist, you're guaranteed to get sonically some of the best work you'll ever get. Because it's not going to just be bars and beats. He's going to take you somewhere. And this whole project, each little break, each little interlude is taking you somewhere. Like, this right here, bro, this is the gauntlet for the space. Like, to me, like, what the next West Side project is gonna have to be something glorious. He's gonna be curating his ass off because he heard it. Everybody heard it. We know what he's talking about. And to me, the level is raised. Kiss the Ring is up next. I can't wait to hear what Rome has to say, because I'm sure Rome heard it too. Everybody heard it.
You seen that shit Benny said when he said, I don't give a fuck who started this shit, man. Griselda's here and we running this shit. So it's like, you never know what that energy is like.
But look at the timing of when I heard that this week. Which means they've probably already heard the album.
Yeah. Because again, it dropped on the website.
All right.
You know what I mean?
So that's what I'm saying.
I mean, it would be good for the game, but damn, imagine some Rock, Marcy, Griselda, like.
That needs to happen, bro. Like, bro. Oh man, it's like when G-Rap and
a lot of dudes and one dude though
on Fast Life. You know what I mean? Like, that it needs to happen, man. Like, enough beef. Get in the booth together.
That would be amazing.
But this is like I was saying earlier. If he keeps referencing that I started it, well, donkeys he referenced at one point on the album. Who is he talking to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we all grown men here. We not kids. We not social media dorks where we throw subs. Like, we have whole arguments with each other. And the thing is, be like, yo, we sitting there, we like, oh, he's talking high. Like, if we was in the spot and we heard him, like, yo, who this nigga talking to? Like, that's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
Like, yo, it's about to be a fight because who's a donkey? You started it. You back on the block, big homie. You came home from jail and you want your spot back. You know what I'm saying? Like, this album is fire though for all the heads who love this.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
I'm gonna just run off some of my favorites. first of all, Quantum Leap. And to name it Quantum Leap, because as a kid, that was one of my absolute favorite shows. The swing on that beat and the swing of Rock's delivery, crazy. Bubble Bath was dope. Trillion Cut. Yo, when I tell you, because I mentioned it yesterday's live, I get up in the, like, if there's new music that I'm excited about, I get up in the morning, go for a walk, and just like tune everything out and just tap in. When I tell you I'm walking down the street, Trillion Cut comes on, I have to find a bench and sit down. I had to sit down. It was
Boldy,
because Boldy came on. Boldy came on, and again, like that direct lineage from Rock to Boldy, and it felt like that, you know, G-Rap to Nas type of energy, man. The beat, the delivery, that was crazy to me. Zigzag Zig was fire. I said Bubble Bath. Daddy Kane with Action Bronson, Zip Guns. There's a lot. I'm gonna have, like, when year end comes, it's gonna be hard pressed for me to pick out like just one or two favorites off this album. This shit crazy.
I mean, don't. I'm with you. Off the rip, rubber hand grip, like fire. Like the tone was set. Daddy Kane with Action, like it's always refreshing to hear action rap, but I haven't heard action rap like that in a minute, bro. Like he came on. I always love when rappers collaborate with one another, and the guy who is the feature act understands the levity of the situation and brings his bars. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, okay, action on the Alchemist beat. You know, I love to see it. Quantum Leap is mine too. The title track is mine too. Bubble Bath and Liquid Coke. Oof. You know what I mean? Like, bro. Like, I'm just sitting, again, it's like I'm sitting back there and I'm like, I've heard some of his work, but I wasn't really in tune. I'm in tune. Right. I tuned everything out midnight, and I'm just sitting back and I'm like, wow. Like, this guy deserves whatever light he gets from this. He brought me home, son. Whatever he get from this point forward, he deserves that, bro. Because I can't count maybe 5 or 10 guys that's rapping like that on these type of beats, where it's like, what's getting in the Alchemist to even make these kind of sounds to where it's like, like Sin mentioned it, like off-beat pianos. Like,
yeah, man.
Like, how do you even do that?
And he's a producer, so if I produce my own shit and Alchemist says, yo, I got some shit for you, but I'm like, oh, my shit can go to the side. This is Alchemist.
Bro, I'm listening to some of this shit. I'm like this is the type of shit that immediately makes me want to make beats, like right on the spot. Like, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm like, you know, we have to come do this recording, but like, I'm listening to this, I'm like, yo, I want to make Go Big right fucking now, man. Like, Alchemist, bananas right now, man, crazy.
And it's like, it's dark, it's raw, but there was an elegance about this tape, bro. Like, it wasn't your typical dark rap album. Like, it was so much gloss on the darkness. I can't even properly explain it, but it was yo.
Yeah, that's what Rock
lyrically will do that for you in Alchemist production.
You mentioned Liquid Coke. One of my favorite lines when he said, "Why in school you ain't learned social cues?" Bro, like the level of just diss that is, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like you not really understanding what's going on here. You ain't learned social cues in school when you were supposed to, bro. Like,
bro,
it's little touches like that.
He's overheads. That's basically the best way to describe
the disrespect of that line, yo.
Shit. Hey, fellas. So, boom, we continue in the new trend. I like what I saw in the chat for 53. So, if you tapped into this project and you liked it, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. I want to see it in the chat. Thumbs up or thumbs down. We no words. Don't argue with us. Just give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna listen to this some more. But this is a project that I'm definitely gonna be running back repeatedly. I'm gonna do my due diligence to properly seek out his music, his old shit too. Like, now that my ears are more in tune, again, I gotta thank Sin for bringing me back to that space to really appreciate, because I knew who he was. I did my Googles. Always like to know what I'm talking about. But now I can fully appreciate it even more so by going backwards and be like, all right, this guy really had it. Like, oh, that's where he got that from? Because I be liking shit like that. Because now I can really start piecing the puzzle of this entire underground space.
history.
You know what I mean? The lineage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mark Berg and Reloaded, crazy.
Bro. So now to the elephant in the room, y'all. The elephant
from the Elephant Man's bones to the elephant
in the room. Yes. Shout out to Seth, because I didn't even make that connection. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's still early for me. You know what I mean?
He just came out 12 hours ago.
Bro, DJ Khaled, new project dropped. Do I give a damn that project dropped? No. I keep it 1,000 out with y'all. Like, I didn't even download it.
Wow. You wound me.
Bro, don't take it personally. You know, you're not in Khaled's camp. You know what I'm saying?
for the main event, at least. I
went to the main event. I don't care about this album. Like, y'all know that. I'm gonna eventually listen to it because I owe that to the people. So when I tell them if it's good or bad, I can't front. You know what I mean?
So you didn't believe Joff?
I never believed in Khaled.
But God did.
He did.
God did.
He did.
God did.
Well, Hove did. You know what I mean?
Hove did.
So before I strap on my cape, you know, Dini, you didn't give us much with the last segment because you ain't fully embraced the project. You didn't. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna give it a
second listen. I'm gonna give it a second spin.
It's all right. You gotta be a politician.
But we can talk about this main event.
Dini running the full with us. He ain't take a shot yet. So with that said, Hove, Rose, Weezy, God did. Talk to me.
Wow.
Okay.
Can I say wow?
You can.
Did I say the man was going to show up? Didn't I say that?
No, son. Stop dick riding, son.
Remember, I said Hove going to show up. Niggas
that verse not even that good.
Niggas ain't believe, but God did. You know what I'm saying? Hove did. Wow.
Okay.
Phenomenal verse.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rose for his contribution. It's not the Rose that like Devil in a Blue Dress Ross, but it's that level right before he goes Super Saiyan. So I'll accept it. Wayne, very acceptable verse. Knowing how I feel about Wayne, that is the biggest compliment I've ever. Very acceptable.
That's the most you're gonna say.
It didn't make me want to skip his verse like it usually does. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to. But when Hove came on, bro, I mean, whoa. The cadence, the pocket, the money talk, the little innuendos, bro. Everything he touched on. He touched on the Meek situation. So now we don't even got to worry about the whole is Meek on Rockefeller. He touched on everything, bro. He touched on the reform. It just 4 minutes of sense. I loved everything I got from that verse, bro. Like everything. You know what I'm saying?
There you go, Dick Rod and Jay-Z. You knew these round table niggas was gonna come and Dick Rod that verse.
Objectivity. If you don't like that verse, you just don't like Jay-Z. That's how I feel, bro. That is a great whole verse. I have no issues, bro. I was listening to this shit like, is there at least gonna be a bar that makes me go, come on, Hove? Not one, bro. Every bar carried through. And that's a 4-minute verse. What more do you want? It's Hove. Somebody talk to me, man.
I'm gonna go next because I know, you know, Job got the full cape on, flapping in the wind. So yeah, like I said earlier, shout out to the music that dropped today for delivering on the hype. I was I may not have been as skeptical as Job, and not like I understand why Job was so skeptical, protecting himself as a Jay-Z fan.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean. But I was, you know, everybody saying the same thing. I was like, all right, y'all do protest too much. Like y'all doing a little too much. So I came into this song again. So like Dini, shout outs to Rose. I love Rose's verse. Wayne's verse was good, right? It was adequate. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jay-Z, and I did the count. Jay went off for 78 bars. Son, 78 bars.
78.
This man is 52 years old. Wayne was right before him. I didn't count his bars, but it felt like a little 16, maybe 20.
It did. It was nice, short, and sweet, and out of here.
A little sweet, but Look, first thing I'm gonna say here is I don't ever, never, ever again want to hear Wayne and Jay in the same breath.
Oh,
I don't ever want to.
Oh, that's what we're doing today.
Never again. Like it was I already didn't want to hear it, right? I was already sick of the comparison. But like, you take this record, you take Wayne's verse, and then you take these 78 bars from Hov, and the journey that Hov took you through, and like to the Jay-Z detractors, I know what y'all gonna say. Oh, he's just talking more billionaire talk. He's just talking more rich talk. Like we've heard this before. Y'all not paying attention, bro. Like the arc that he takes you on, the taking it back to the stove days. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus turned water to wine. It took like what do you say? Jesus turned water to wine. All I needed was a stove. Something like that. Like, there's lines on here that just hit me, and I'm like, bro, this man is 52 years old talking and like
dancing,
bobbing and weaving through the beat. There was somewhere around like halfway through the verse where I was like, all right, this is going a little long. It might fall off. It might start dragging, depending on how much longer it's going to go. But then somewhere around the 40th, 41st, 42nd bar, somewhere in that range, he took off. He went up another level on the verse, and that fire and passion and delivery that he was delivering on that tail end of the verse.
It's my passion talking.
I was facts. I was like, bro, this verse is different. It's different. You know what I mean? It's still early. A lot of people were saying like, one of the greatest verses of all time, or one of his greatest verses of all time, maybe. I'm not gonna go jump out the window like that.
I don't know about that.
But in 2022,
I'm a 50-something-year-old dude.
52-year-old Hov. Is he 52? Like, so 50-something. I keep saying 52.
Either 52 or 53, somewhere around
half a man.
For
sure.
Bro, like this verse was crazy. There's a lot of quotables that I took from this.
You hate
again, Jesus turned water to wine. For Hov, it just took a stove. My only goal is to make a real niggas feel seen. I'll be
the fake nigga bar after that was mean,
bro. I'll be speaking
to make
to the
fake niggas feel
uncomfortable.
That hit. I love that bar.
Those willing to die for the existence this cold world has chose for them. Like, this man was absolutely talking his shit. And the thing that gets me so mad about the Jay-Z detractors, if he's not your favorite, cool. But if you're hating on this man, Jay is the ultimate from the bottom story. How can you hate on that? And he's giving you that story in these 78 bars, bro. Like, what would it make y'all feel better if he had just stayed an underground dude in Marcy, still drug dealing, getting knocked, maybe worse?
Nah,
like, what would make y'all feel better? This man is giving you the ultimate rags to riches story in this one grandiose verse, and I could not be more here for it. This verse is fire.
Well, I'm gonna start it off by saying that what they want from him is to not be in GOAT conversations. People hate that shit. They hate that he calls himself the GOAT, and maybe rightfully so. Like, it's fandom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always go to sports. Like, when people call Braun the GOAT, I bristle because I believe that he's not above Kobe or Jordan. So I think it's a lot of that when people hear Hov and the GOAT talk. But the thing for me that I get tight is that when we, like, for instance, when we do the power rankings and we say, like, we open the internet and there was so much hype surrounding this verse, and the reason that we're putting him in these conversations is because every time we open Twitter, there was a prominent person in hip hop say this verse is the best thing since sliced bread. Then you see in the Irv Gotti documentary where he's talking about Jay, and he's saying he going on Drink Champ saying these nice things about Jay. I think there was a few other places where we seen people like complimenting Jay. People on Twitter they're building their entire Twitter platforms over talking about Jay. But when we say Jay-Z is trending, people act like they're oblivious, like they don't know what we're talking about. I don't know if you can see this, right? I'm gonna see if I can hold it up to the screen. I'm gonna try to pull it sincere. You know what I mean? You can't see it as a glare. But if you open motherfucking Twitter right now, right? It says trending in rap. Hashtag Hove did. I keep telling y'all, we don't come here to lie to y'all. We don't come here to push propaganda. There's no narratives. It's just we report what we see. We give our opinions of what we see. On top of what Hove did is trending, the title track itself or the name of the album itself. Slick move by Khaled. You knew what he was doing naming it God Did. Because if I named the song God Did, both the album and the song trends. It's the same hashtag, the same keyword. We're giving y'all game right now. The internet is all about keywords. So if God Did trends, the song and the album wins, guys. So God Did is the number 2 trend in the world right now.
Right.
And they're talking about Jay-Z, Wayne, and Rose. Now, few years, let's say 2008, Jay-Z, Wayne, Rose, people would have been losing their minds about all 3 verses, because Rose was approaching his prime, Wayne was at his apex, Hove was at his feature apex. Remember, Hove had a feature run in the late aughts that was OD. You know what I'm saying? Let me tighten the cape. You know what I mean? Let me tighten the cape right now. Rose did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I didn't care about the Wayne's verse. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it was cool. Wayne did what Dini did in the first segment. He ran with us. He gave us some good passes. He had a couple of assists. You know what I'm saying? Couple of assists.
Don't Wayne me, bro.
Wayne was like Lonzo Ball playing next to LeBron. You know what I mean? That's what was happening in that situation. He gonna make a couple of highlights, but it's not gonna be a dunk or a 3. It's gonna be a pass. Wayne was the perfect conduit to get you from Rose to Hove. Because you're gonna stick around because it's Weezy, but we've heard better Weezy features recently than what we got on this track.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? One thing Khaled also gonna do, he gonna find John Legend and dust them off.
Just throw him on.
The golden voice.
Just go to the end, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Croon for us at the end of the track.
He has a formula. When we get to this Jiggaverse, bro, and it's like we've heard some features, and again, like as much as y'all say what y'all say about us, when it's good, we say it's good. When it's bad, we say it's bad. We've heard some bad J features. We thought Neck and Wrist was good. I still think it was good. I think that we fell into the hype vortex, admittedly, at the time, but we thought it was more fire than what it was. What I'll say was, I think Pusha T, this is the verse Pusha T thought he was getting when he got the Neck and Wrist verse. But the overarching point for me with this verse is, since Sin laid out the bars, I'll say what I think the premise is of this entire 78-bar odyssey. Jay-Z, Sean Corey Carter, Hove, Jigga, the man with the hand that don't write, is sick of all of you people on the internet shit. He's tired of y'all.
Yeah.
He's tired of the narratives. He's tired of the fact that y'all constantly look for a reason to pull him down and tell you what he's not. At this point, if you do get a Jay-Z album, it's gonna be because it's like, what do y'all want from this man? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I've heard Jay-Z this frustrated since maybe Blueprint 1. Because again, the true story of Blueprint 1 that they never talk about was the fact that that album happened because he was mad at the city that was already turning on him. Yeah, I never talk about that when I talk about the history of New York rap. That like people was tired of Jay-Z by the time 2001 rolled around with all the flaws and all the braggadociousness. They were tired. You know what I mean? There was no love in the heart of the city. You putting out albums every year, and we get 20 years, damn near 20 years later, we in the same situation again, where it's like now he's not the GOAT. This person might have passed him. I've gone back and forth about if Nas has passed him, so I can't even knock people who said it. You know what I'm saying? His work is overrated. His music hasn't aged well. His presence is fraudulent. He only raps about money. He only cares about money. His business deals are shady. You know what I mean? We run down the list of all the negatives, and they find ways to pull him down. And then the Jay-Z fans get attacked because we like Jay, but somehow it's a crime to like Jay-Z. This verse comes about, and he's talking to people, and it's like, bro, it's like we talk about it, and it's not my fault that things didn't go the way you would have liked it to go. Like when he talked about wanting to be like a dream for real niggas and pointing out the shit about fake niggas, I'm like, this is why we have this verse.
Amazing.
There's a lot of y'all out here who are mad about what you haven't accomplished. You don't have to be a billionaire. You could be a nobody with a 9-to-5 like us. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you didn't get that promotion. That's not Jay's fault, bro. Like, put the right energy out into the atmosphere and you get it back. Heaven forbid I say that, because it's like, what energy? He's in the Illuminati. He sold his soul for this. The checkerboard's in the background. And if you believe that type of shit, I've always been a proponent of, I believe in God. So, like, regardless of whatever you might believe, satanism, whatever, at the end of the day, I believe in the Most High. So whatever the outcome is, that's going to be the outcome. But it's like, y'all have done so much things to knock him off. But then other rappers who've had similar success as him, statistically, fiscally, y'all don't say that about them. Y'all don't talk about the white people who are billionaires and say that they sold out or they did whatever they did. Why is it just Jay-Z who gets this heat, or Beyonce by proxy? Not even Bleak. How come Bleak not in the clan? Y'all don't even say that about Bleak. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I told you, the ultimate cool nigga, man. Like Jay did it the way everybody wish they kind of could do it. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not a cool nigga, it's hard to look at that, bro. I've seen it with my own eyes. People hate the cool nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And look how much pushback we get just for talking nice about him. You know what I'm saying? Sin is a Nas fan. We have recorded episodes of Sin saying what he believes about Nas being better than Jay. But the minute we said whatever we said about a versus, which is a different argument than career accolades, all of a sudden we Jay-Z stands and we're not to be trusted. When it's like, these are two goats. Like why should we be castigated for liking both goats? Granted, I know I talk crazy about Nas, but it never was about Nasir Jones. It was about Nas fans. And I've said that countless times. I like upsetting Nas fans. But if you ask me what I think about Nas the rapper, that man is an all-time great. And depending on what day of the week it is or what mood I'm in or what I'm listening to, because music is still about feeling. It's not, you can't pull out a fucking calculator and calculate an algorithm to tell you who's the GOAT. It's about how it makes you feel. And depending on how I feel on a certain day, what I'm listening to, I might say Nas, I might say Jay. If I go through Prime Jay and I decide to open my phone and I go from Reasonable all the way to the Black Album, and you catch me right after I'm done doing that, I'm gonna tell you Jay's the GOAT. You know what I mean? But if I go through Nas catalog and I get in the pocket where I'm listening to King's Disease and I go back to It Was Written, then I listen to some of these features and I think about how I felt when I heard I always tell you that story. When Major Look came out, I was sick because it was so good. And I'm like, oh, he won. And he taking his victory lap. And I like this song. I'm cheating. I shouldn't be listening to this. So why do I like this song? You know what I mean? Like, Jay's tired of y'all fronting on him. Now, to the technical rap, Sin, I'm gonna ask you this question. Somebody had to have been in that studio with him, because Hove hasn't sounded like this in a cool 10 years.
Listen, it might have been Guru. It might have been Guru. Because Guru, oh, you're right. I almost forgot about that. Like right at the beginning. And when fuck it, I'm gonna say it anyway, because like y'all gonna call me a fake Nas fan, and y'all gonna think I'm bloviating or whatever. Nas. But when his voice came on, it was like he referenced Guru or Goo in the studio with him. I think he said like Goo, you got me or something like that. Like I started getting excited, bro. Like there was a tangible energy as soon as his vocal came in and he referenced Guru being in the studio with him. There was an energy that I felt that I was like, oh, we about to get something special. You know what I mean? I don't even think it was nostalgia. I just think sometimes you could feel the chemistry. You know what I mean? And so it was probably Guru and that connection, that synergy, that chemistry that they have together might have brought something out of Hove. I don't, a lot of people talk all the time about like how Hove Jay does things in one take. We don't know if he did this whole verse in one take. I don't think that's a story that's come out yet. But my guess is Guru was talking to that. And Guru's one of those people that Jay being Jay, there's not too many people that he's going to trust in this work.
Right.
I think Guru's one of those people that he absolutely trusts.
Yes.
In his opinion, in his takes, in his approach, in his work ethic, and all of that. So, and they have that history together of making classics. So, I think that chemistry, that synergy with Guru brought something extra out of Hope.
Yo, and it's like, I remember in the past, Rockefeller days, anytime he was talking to Guru before the beat drop, you knew you was in for something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like the pocket work, the octave, the voice, because he been rhyming at that real high pitched voice that I don't particularly care for recently.
Yeah.
Like the octave he was rhyming at, I'm like, this is prime vintage Hove.
Yeah.
The pocket work he was doing, he wasn't doing that unnecessary offbeat shit that I don't like. He was
Right.
He was hitting every pocket seamlessly, and I'm like, bro, was Dame in the room? Because it's like we haven't heard him rap like this since Dame was around. As far as the technical aspect, not the bars. We've heard better Jay-Z bars. This is not the best verse of the decade. It might not even be the verse of the year. It's a moment of the year. The bar for bar, I heard a better verse right after I listened to that album on the Makami project. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But the way he sounded, I'm like, yo, Guru must have pulled out all the old Rockefeller tapes. The people want this guy.
Yeah.
This is who they want. Give him this dude. Is he still there? I think Sin is right. I think he was Mick, Hov was Rocky, and he was like, all right, I got you. And he delivered.
When did that Dame Dash interviewing with those dudes thing drop? Because he might have seen that too. As far as the conversation about who's the better artist, Kanye and Jay.
I don't know, bro.
Might have seen that too. That could have lit a fire, man.
Listen, I think, shout out to all the talking heads on the internet who inspired a GOAT and inspired Guru to remind the GOAT of who he is. Now, if he's rapping like this,
yeah, that was tough.
Give me the album, Jay. But if you're not rapping like this, keep the album, Jay. I don't want it. Long story short, you know what I mean. But I came away very pleased, and now I'm curious to see what the rest of 2022 holds.
I legit came away from this verse and I was like, fuck, what can I do with myself today?
I said, just give me a semblance of what you gave me on the JLX album, man. Just a semblance. Yeah. I got a lot more than a semblance, so.
Son covered the Meek situation.
Facts.
Covered people who've been successful under his wing, because apparently that was a narrative that no one's successful who came out from under Jay.
Ron's a rock boy too.
Ron a rock. Ooh.
Yeah.
Today's that Rockefeller chain.
Today's about goats being goats. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm coming away inspired by both the things I heard today. Rock Marcy, this Jay
That's the
verse.
perfect name for that record. They just Hove did. It's just a long verse of all the shit Hove did. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it should have been called. It should have been his song, because they called it God Did and added two other dudes that didn't belong there. But it should have just been Hove Did. That should have been the intro to the album. You know what I mean? Even the stuff about like people not knowing him worldwide, but the people on the road did.
Yeah,
like, again, referencing people who saying he really wasn't outside. Yet everyone who talks about him unsolicited tells you he was outside while making these albums. Shouted out gigs.
Yeah, shouted out gigs.
You don't win Grammys and not be international, bro. Like the world gotta feel you. You know what I'm saying?
This is what
it's a big deal.
That's why I keep saying the internet and a lot of people with their negative energy towards the man, whether right or wrong, I'm not here to judge, inspired this verse. And I thank y'all for that. Y'all gave me something I've been wanting for at least 10 years for Jay-Z to sound like Jay-Z. That's all I want. You know what I mean? I call him Hove out of respect, but he hasn't rhymed like Hove in a long time. I'm sorry.
Hove showed up.
Shout out to Guru. Guru getting his flowers. That's who's getting his flowers. I'm giving
shout out to Guru.
Because
I didn't believe you when you first said it, Guru, about it being like the verse of the year and all that other good shit or whatever.
They pumped it.
They did.
They pumped it. It still wasn't that.
Sure
but it was a moment. It was definitely a moment.
And for the viewers, do your due diligence. We said we were not happy with Sorry Not Sorry last year. We don't like 444 at this rap round table. We've talked about when we don't like Hove shit. So this is not a Hove
homage
session or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
But it is. But
when shit is dope, when shit is fire, when the flowers are warranted, you gotta give them. You know what I mean?
And don't go taking one sentence that was said from a long diatribe of me bloviating and then run and go snitch and say, Jov said, the rap roundtable said, Jov did, without telling the whole story. Y'all be running and y'all be snitching, and I see y'all.
No sample snitching, y'all.
So go when you quote, Jov did Sin did, Dini did. Make sure you quote the whole thing. We said it's not the verse of the decade. It's not the verse of the year. It's probably the moment of the year. Hove sounded like Hove.
Strong.
If Hove don't keep sounding like this, we don't want a new album. We've said all of these things.
This
When
is
you're
facts.
ratting, tell the truth. Look. Like, cause they be telling on us, bro.
Yeah, you see it. It's nasty out here in these streets.
Like,
on these
yo.
online streets.
Yo, I think we can leave it right here. We blow
Yeah.
up today. Yeah,
Yeah, man. It's a
Oh,
good day for
fire.
music, though, man. I'm
It's a
happy.
beautiful day.
Yo,
And
Jack-
I still got to get to the Makami.
Fam.
I still
Yeah.
got to get to the JID,
BSF dropped
the
something.
BSF project too. Maybe a couple other joints on this Khaled, maybe.
I wasn't impressed, bro. I actually gave it a full spin.
Oh, you did? All
yeah,
right.
man.
I feel
So
like
God
this is
didn't, bro. God didn't.
Isn't it a
Wow.
God didn't. Not on this one.
It's Sunday. It's Sunday. God did the day off.
I feel like I gotta get to the Khaled just to stay relevant with the people, because there's gonna be people asking me what I think about it, and I can't lie and say it's trash without hearing it.
50-50.
Yeah.
The JID tape I gotta get to, because I was gonna listen anyway, but since that kid was in the chat last night waving the flag, yeah, I gotta go tap in. But yo, listen, if y'all didn't hear that Makami, that Dollar Menu 4,
I didn't even know he was dropping
Yeah,
something
that was
today, man.
tough.
bro. That's all
Yeah,
I
I
got.
need to get to that.
That's all.
I need to get to that.
The best rapping I heard last night was on the Makami tape.
Ooh.
Not just the bars.
that.
They might be better bars, better wordier bars on a
Delivery
rock
was
album.
crazy, too.
But the overall bar work, flow work, pocket work, the best rapping I heard was on Makami tape, bro.
Say that. You're gonna have to get on that another session.
I just want to give a shout out to JID. He had his listening party in New York City, Irving Plaza, and the
What?
cops shut his shit down. Yeah, man.
Wow.
NYPD did real bad, but shout out to JID, man, for doing it in NY. We love it.
JD is from where? Ain't he from the South? And he
I
coming to New York?
thought he was
for his
somewhere.
album?
He ain't from where J. Cole from?
It's the South.
No,
Like,
yeah, North
Carolina
Carolina. Let me double check.
or Atlanta. He got the little accent and shit. But watch him be from somewhere like Chicago or like somewhere.
Nah, he's definitely not. He was born in Atlanta,
There you go.
Southern rapper.
but he coming to New York for his album release party. Say less.
Oh.
New York bias.
But New York,
Say
New
less.
York is not relevant, but I'm coming to
Say
the media capital.
less.
All right, see. But when we say that, y'all get
demons.
tight. But shout out to the people in the chat who heard what we had to say about what city has the light right now, and we're not just talking. But Dini, take us home, bro.
Yo, you got it from the live spot with Job, the point guard, Sincere, the rap snob, Dini, the balance of the four. Shout out to Macito. We had a rap round table and we out of here.
Yes, sir.